many people here are personal friends of Mark Mazzello, but if you're a personal friend of Mark, there's something you talk about all the time, and it's food. It don't matter if it's FODMAP or if it's vitamin injections. Food's in the mix. There is science. There is sense in the universe. Somewhere. I saw a picture of the Earth today on Instagram. And I said to myself, my God, you know, there's parts of the Earth, there's directions we don't look at. We don't look at the side of the Earth that's all blue, that's all the Pacific Ocean. It's sitting there for everybody to look at. And at the same time, somebody wrote, they said, that's the bottom side of the flat Earth. And I went, okay, how do I know? How do I know? I never been in space. I don't know. But there's things I do know. The things I know is that I felt things. I felt true energy. I felt true force and true power. And if there's one thing I felt the power of, it's the power of garlic. Everybody knows we all gotta eat. We all gotta eat. The question is, what does it taste like? What does it taste like? And garlic is a big part of this. So when I look out into the night sky and I try to see the stars and the universe and the planets and the solar system, I know there is something in this center that unites us all and all things. It unites flavor. It makes everything make sense. I know that garlic is in the center. Garlic is there. There is only one. That's right, in the solar system, there is garlic. Garlic is the sun. Yes. And so I walked onto my rooftop one night after I realized this. I had been to the supermarket and I decided I was being affected by cosmic forces. And I looked up and I saw the planet Mars. It was a clear night in New York. Right beside the moon. And its little reddish glow did not look like a planet to me anymore, but like a great red tomato. And I thought to myself, yes, my grandmother told me how to treat the tomatoes. She said, put the tomatoes in a sea of olive oil and garlic. Let them stew by the heat of garlic. Let them cook and get sugary and delicious. Don't overcook it. Understand there is power in the one, in the garlic. Garlic is the sun. And so the Brussels sprout, that is the planet Mercury, moved quickly around the planet. I saw it move through the night sky. I saw it sit beside the moon, and I understood for a moment that the moon was in fact made of cheese. People had told me this before, but it made sense. It made sense all of a sudden. I understood that sometimes we get a lot, we need a lot, sometimes we need a little, sometimes we don't get any cheese. That's the new moon. The new moon is no cheese. The full moon is a lot of cheese. And I thought about all the other planets. I brought a friend of mine up on the rooftop, and I said, look at the stars. Look at the stars. They mean different things to me than they did before. I said, tell me about Jupiter. Tell me about Saturn. And Jupiter suddenly became a giant onion. And I thought, tell me more about this giant onion in the sky. And my friend said, Jupiter has many moons. And I said, you mean like scallions? I said, you mean like little red onions? Sweet Vidalia onions? Are those the moons of Saturn? Shallots? Are they the moons of Saturn? I mean, and the moons of Jupiter? He said, don't get confused. You're getting too excited, Vic. Saturn is not an onion. Saturn is a potato. And I said, you're right. I said, what else could make the rings of Saturn except a cosmic potato peeler? You're absolutely right, my friend. How did you get on this so quick? And he says, everything makes sense to me, Vic. Garlic is the sun. Ah, delicious. I got my grandmother on the phone. She's telling me about all these things. I went out here to Colorado. I went out to the deep in the dark when you can see everything in the sky. And I saw the Milky Way. And the Milky Way, I knew it was not made of milk. Not just because I'm lactose intolerant. I saw it suddenly as a great stream of olive oil streaking across the sky. What else could it be with everything else sitting in it? With tomatoes, with Brussels sprouts, with onions. With all these potatoes cooking all together. What could it be but some delicious stream of olive oil out there? The asteroid belt infiltrating its meatballs. Oh my God. I just had to understand everything. I asked the planet Neptune. I said, what are you, Neptune? It said, I am the can of anchovies in your cupboard that's been there for years. I asked Pluto, what are you? Pluto said, I am the pickles. I am the relish. It spoke to me. It said nobody even knows if I'm a planet anymore. But they know that I'm full of good probiotics. I don't care if you think I'm a condiment or a food. I am Pluto. I am Pluto. And I said, Pluto, but what? And he said, pickles, garlic. Garlic is the sun. So everyone, when you go into the supermarket, understand there are things that make the universe make sense, and they are there before you. It's all there. It's all there for you. In case there's those days where you feel like you're lost, where there's just no one. Remember, say it with me. Remember, garlic is the sun. Oh, delicious. All right. It wouldn't have been the same if 6 poets had not preceded that song. I have to say. Uncooperative E string. Joe Ross, what are you feeling? Any magic? Any blues magic? Or this is the night? That could be. Like Virgin. Ah, that's a good idea. That's a great idea. Let's do that. After years of buying guitar tuners in guitar shops for $30 and $50 a piece, the downloadable guitar tuner is the best. I don't understand. I sound a little little bit like John Papa there for a second, huh? I didn't make the flyer that had all the rest of the gigs this week on it. I made it through the wilderness. Somehow I made it through. Didn't know how lost I was till I found you. I was beat, incomplete. I've been had. I was sad and blue, but you made me feel. Yeah, you made me feel shiny and new, just like a virgin, touched for the very first time, like a virgin, with your heartbeat next to mine. Gonna give you all my loving. My fear is fading fast. Gonna save it all for you, 'cause only love can last. You're so fine and you're mine. I'll be yours to the end of time, 'cause you made me feel. Yeah, you made me feel I've nothing to hide, just like a virgin, touched for the very first time, like a virgin, with your heartbeat next to mine. Whoa, 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 whoa. You're so fine and you're mine. I'll be yours to the end of time, 'cause you made me feel. Yeah, you made me feel nothing to hide, just like a virgin, such for the very first time, with your heartbeat next to mine, like a virgin. Ooh, just like a virgin. Feels so good inside when you love me and you touch me and your heart beats. Oh, 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 oh. True romance, that song. Nobody knows, nobody can listen past the beat or past Madonna in that fucking video, which was gorgeous in its own way. But nobody knew how romantic that song was.